Hello and welcome to my XT125X review. Reason for making this video is because I tried to look up information before I bought one of these on YouTube, and I couldn't find anything. I found YouTube that its purpose will serve a lot better for anyone trying to look into any sort of bike, because it's visual as well as you get a personal description of what it's like. But yeah, that's why I'm creating one, because I tried to look into one and all of them were either foreign or weren't that in depth, whereas I've had this bike since September, now it's February 2016, and so I've done a fair few miles and I ride this bike day in, day out, so I know all the good things about it, all the bad things about it. So yeah, hopefully, like, if you watch this video, it might help you out, whether you're looking into buying one or just curious about what they're like. Yeah, so what I'm going to cover today is good and bad points about it, and but everything I'm going to say is in a 1-to-5 scale. It's not an R6. It's not going to get you 0 to 60 in like 3.5 seconds. It's a 1-to-5. And previous to this bike, I had a TZR, the power band and everything, and that was like 27 horsepower. And I jumped onto this bike because it was newer, and for personal reasons I had to get rid of the TZR. So like I said, the TZR was like 23 horsepower, don't quote me though. This bike, still in the double figures. Right. But this bike's in 10-11 horsepower. So yeah, double figures, but nothing great. But yeah, so we'll start with the negative points and work our way onto positives. First one, rear brake. Right, so in comparison to the size of the wheel, looks great. You know, it's bigger than what you usually find. However, don't let size, you know, like lie to you like that, because it's like numb. You know that it's working, but you don't feel that, oh yeah, I can definitely feel the rear brake working. However, that's not what a rear brake's for. If you're using it for day to day, like in town, like low speeds or doing emergency stops, then yes, it's great. But if you're someone, I don't know, that prefers the rear brake to the front brake, if you're a bit weird, yeah, no. However, on the flip side, the front brake, great. It's stopped me in multiple situations where if they didn't work, I'd probably be in an ambulance, you know. And that's not because of me, mostly it's car drivers. Yeah, so braking wise, I think them both teamed together is perfect. However, the rear brake, it just isn't great. So second thing I want to say is, like I covered with the torque. Now, the horsepower, so the torque, it's good, you know, it's good in comparison to the speed. The speed of the bike is, well, I know this isn't exactly YZF material, Aprilia RS, it's not a 2-stroke, it's a 4-stroke. However, you know, I've known the power of NRGs and Aeroxes, and they piss straight over this. I mean, don't get me wrong, 0 to 20 mile an hour, probably have them, and then that's it. This bike, my friend's got a YBR Custom, and he pisses straight past me. Like, I know I'm a big guy, I'm 6 foot, I'm quite heavy, I'm 18 stone. However, I've had 45 out of it, and I was screaming the shit off it, and I felt quite bad, so I had to ease off. And yeah, it's not great. However, that's where I wanted to go on to torque. The torque of the bike is great. You know, I can just let the clutch out, put it straight into second, and it's got enough grunt to pull you away as if it was normal. Don't get me wrong, I don't do that every day, but say the odd time I've done it like not on purpose, it's coped with it fine. So engine speed, not great. Torque, brilliant. Next bad thing, there's not many bad things, but I guess one of the big roles for me, the biggest so far, is that the size of it. Now on the screen I don't know if it gives off the right size. Like I said, I'm 6 foot, and I look like fucking Donkey Kong on Mario Kart, on one of them small dirt bikes. You know, you sit on top of it, and there's nothing worse than seeing the rider and not the bike, you know. So that's yeah, there's nothing more humiliating than that. And obviously you've seen in the, as I'm going around it, that I've got a narrow exhaust, so people definitely see me, and they definitely see me, not the bike. So it's not the greatest. Another bad thing, and it's not like a huge thing, but that tail tidy though. That tail tidy though. Look at that. Fucking hell. Don't know why. No. However, I do want to say that the bike in a big, like in an overall package, is brilliant. I'd recommend them to anyone, whether you're starting off or whether you've come off a YZF, RS, TZR, and you're just looking for something different. Because the clutch on this is, well, I had a 2-stroke and I struggled with the clutch for a long time before I got the grasp of it. And I bought this bike on my 18th birthday, and I went for a test drive, and I literally, it's so different being on a 4-stroke. It's the clutch, you just let it out. You don't need many revs. I mean, 18 stone and I'm barely revving the bike to pull away. It's I guess that goes under torque as well, but yeah. And just to add on to speed, I think the wheels sort of contribute to it. It's the Supermoto edition, and look how small the wheels are. You can, I don't know if you can get a big wheel, but I'd suggest that, although your acceleration might, you know, might suffer for that. However, I can move on to good points, and that is what I wanted to cover, is the good points. Why XTs are so popular, why I'd recommend one. It's overall, I'll give it a solid 9 out of 10. Fuel consumption, it's like 12-14 pound tank, and that will last me a week and a half. Obviously with the speeds I do, you wouldn't think that I'm drinking it in 2 days, but yeah, lasts ages. The other thing is the maintenance of the bike. It's very low, you know, you've got to adjust the chain. I clean mine every 2 weeks, and I don't look like it. So yeah, it's great. Oh, just adds on to the bad points. That rear front light is absolutely, you may as well have a candle. You know, it's absolutely, doesn't do anything. Right. And right, moving on to just information. The gearboxes are 1 down, 4 up, and neutral is between first and second. There is no engine cutout when you put the kickstand down. Wow, that's so rusty. However, that doesn't really matter. At least I can leave it like that and warming up or anything like that. The other thing is, and to most people my age or a bit younger, the rear wheel is a decent size. You know, it's not like a drag bike where it's really thick, but it's got some mass to it, which is alright. Right, so the rear brake, I don't even know what I'm saying now, but and just some slight modifications, only a couple. One of them is is the reservoir caps, cane red. I didn't do them, but they're still, I guess, a mod. And as you probably have noticed, the arrow exhaust, which ticking over gives it a nice tone, but it's really in higher gears that my friend quoted, it sounds like a tractor. It's just beefy, it sounds great. Although you're only going to be doing 40 mile an hour, people are definitely going to be looking at you. So overall, as a bike, just to cover up and summarise, this bike, great for beginners. However, if you're just looking for something different, maybe you come off a sports bike, maybe you come off a scooter, it's great, an all-round bike. It's out of 10, like I said, I'll give it a 9. Just I think the power of the bike is a bit small for me, you know. So bad sides would be, just to cover, rear brake, numb, the size of it, which is quite small. So anyone like 5'10" and under might look alright, or if you're a skinnier build, you might look alright. But anyone my size, 6 foot and taller, you do look a bit of a dick, really. Speed, another one. You know, when you're doing 40 mile an hour, people our age want to go a bit faster. It's not the best thing to do 40 mile an hour everywhere. Don't get me wrong, you're not holding up traffic, but it's not the greatest. But then good points, torque for a bike. It's great. I mean, it's carrying a lot of weight for me, but it goes up hills quite easily. Might have to downshift every now and then, but it's great. Another good thing is it starts up in any weather. Any weather. I mean, the odd time where I've left outside my house and I haven't put the cover over, it's been like in the minuses. Felt quite bad. I'd start her up in the morning to go to college, and she starts up on the button. Nothing wrong. That's one thing. The suspension, really soft. Front one's not so bad. Middle one, when I sit on it, it's all, well, not bottomed out, but you can really sink into it, and it's depending on your riding preferences. Yeah, it's up to you. If you have any more questions, I don't mind answering them in the comments. Because if I haven't covered something that you're looking into, I'll definitely keep an eye on the comments, and I'll just give you a little start up for you.